Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Leader of the Cosmic Armada, wolphnara, back to bring you another ordeal-based video. You know what I'm saying? We got 87 review. You know, this is the part where we go through the chapter pretty much frame by frame, panel by panel, sometimes dialogue by dialogue, in order to kind of theorize, you know what I'm saying, what may happen in the story or how the story, basically how the story may play out at this time, what we'd like to see, you feel me, some things we have some questions about, some things you can have a chance to dive a little bit deeper into. So if you like videos like this for Ordeal, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe for not only me, but for Brent, because you know what I'm saying, Webtoon got a similar algorithm, so make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for Ordeal, you feel me, because this chapter was some gas, I'm not gonna lie to you. So just like every other chapter before, chapter 87 preview is indicative of what's going on. So when I seen that Andrea got knocked off the horse, bro, I lost it, because I knew we was going to get this Andrea versus Iron Gaki fight, bro. Wait, fire, bro. And the panels he chose to use is fire as well. He could have just showed that, you feel me? But he decided to show the flow, just in case you got, you know what I'm saying, last time on Ordeal Ball Z, you feel me? And so I love seeing that. You see Iron Gaki, and we're gonna get into his abilities a little bit later. It's gonna actually lead me into going back up into the chapter and going back down through it real quick to see how many times they touched weapons, to see, hey man, some things that happened. But bro, this being the last scene instead of this being the last scene, this shows that he's more of a menace, bro. Like this give me that Michael Myers vibe, you feel me? That Jason vibe. Give me that he give me that vibe, G. And I'm like, bro, he's gonna be saucy. I knew it. I just knew it. So now, why is his chief similar to that of her grandfather? I also want to kind of touch on that. Could it possibly be that when we seen Leo, he was protecting Elsa, but obviously Leo didn't just magically pop up. He had parents. So could Leo have had a sibling in which when Cain, because we know Cain and Val has this extensive information network that pretty much runs globally. They were able to find out a lot of things easily through infiltration missions, things like that, and also through the guy who can see the eyes. You know, he can see around a certain radius. But with the technology, it's increased. I can't think of his name right now, but I'm bad with names. It's just how I am. But we see the information network is extensive. So did Leo get like separated from his family, but he had a little brother, you feel me? And so once he, you know, had that interaction with Cain, Val went to go look for his little brother, or did his little brother possibly come to Val? You feel me? One or the other. And thus trained under that specific set, because we know Val has a certain respect for some of his soldiers. You feel me? He shows that everybody love who's on his side, because we move towards the same goal. We follow in the will of Cain, but some of his soldiers has a lot more respect than others in Gaki. You know what I'm saying? He one of them ones. And so the fact that we get to see Gaki and then the Phantom holds Andrea in such high regard, not only because she's ranked 147, I think she's probably ranked lower now than 147, but because of her ability to teach the wolf cubs. We always want to see her in battle, her ingenuity with her weapons, whether it's combining different weapons together, not necessarily making them one weapon, but more of having different weapons touch different parts of her body, thus being able to still use the effects of those weapons. And then you have the fact that she mostly used talent possessed weapons as well. I don't know, I may be thinking about doing that Andrea Explained video, you feel me? And let me know if you guys want to see the Andrea Explained video. I know I have a request for the 4 great talent video to come out. So if you guys want to see that, just let me know down below which one you want to see, and I'll make sure to drop one of those, you feel me? But you gotta let me know which one you want to see more, Andrea Explained or the Great 4 Talents Explained. But anyway, let's get started, you feel me? So it's akin to her grandfather's. But one thing I can say is this: the old Western standoff, and by the old Western standoff, I mean the camera view of the manga panel. We have an above shot, kind of showing that they're at this standstill. You feel me? Andrea pushed back and jumped over there. Now she looks like she's positioning herself. You see the line going in the snow as if she came back right here to this very spot where she got knocked back from. And then she just moved right there, which is fire. Then you got Gaki right there, just looking saucy. 2 balls, the sword, the sickle and chain, bro. Saucy, bro. And then obviously you're gonna have the dialogue which they're like, yeah, are you working for Kagaya because you intercepted me? You feel me? So now, with that being said, obviously he works for Kagaya. Gaki doesn't really like talk. He just throws it like, oh, does this answer your question? But one thing we know about his ability is he's able to add weight and make things lighter. So whenever you see him actually, Brent shows him touching the chain or touching the sickle specifically, just know he's either A, making it lighter, making it heavy, or adjusting the rate of Andrea's weapon. If we're gonna see that. So he throws it, fire choreography. I love how the way he throws it. If you it comes directly at you. You feel me? It comes directly, not, and it's to show you that it's coming directly at her. You feel me? The fact that it's going off pattern to show that it's coming at an irregular angle. Fire choice of art, instant parry, claim. You get the tank. You feel me? And so now he touches the chain that's connected to the sickle, and it makes it lighter. So then it's almost as if he kind of. It looks like, yes, he's manipulating the chain as well, but it looks like he's also making it lighter as well, because now it touches it. So now he touches the sword, and I was wondering why he was able to like swing this sword, have these balls and chains, have these sickles all on him, and not feel that pressure. Was he have like a super strength type of talent? But then when we get the explanation that it's not a super strength type talent, it's fire. It makes him being the weapon master that more diverse. You feel me? And then this camera shot right here, I really enjoy it. The fact that it comes, the sword being the center point rather than them being the center point is fire. It shows that he's been through a lot of battles, because you see his sword is all scratched and scuffed up, you feel me? And I really enjoyed that, the reflection off the sword from the bottom, you feel me? Fire. And the way he swings it freely. He swings it freely. So like if you look at the panel, when he slashes it, it slashes in the arc, but the sword strike low-key becomes more refined as it goes, as if he starts off with this wide swing and makes it more compact. Fire. So now you see him touching the sword again. Keep in mind he adds 5 pounds, you feel me, every time they touch anything that's connected to his chains or his sickle itself or his weapons touches the sword, it increases 5 pounds. So I like this one because I'm like, wow, Andrea's really getting pressured in this fight. I wonder what she's gonna do, because she does already have more monster kind of already in the chains. So when I see her kick back, bro, fire. She kicked off the Zabuza sword and then comes in with the instant counter. Still gets countered by Gaki because he has chains, so that metal is still making contact with metal. However, he's able to increase the rate from that strike as well. And then the martial arts, just to show that he's not only good with using weapons, bro, that is fire. That is so fire. So the monk characteristic or the monk design really coming out. Like, not only is he's a weapon master, not only can he take great pain, not only he's able to have such weight, but he also has the combat without the weapons as well. So that's fire. You feel me? And it seems like when he was using the weapon, he's more at a disadvantage. Like he's good with the weapon, he's great with the weapons, he's proficient with the weapons. But Andrea wasn't necessarily able to counter the martial arts as easy as she was able to counter the weapons, even with all the tricks he was doing with the weapons. He punches her again, throws out the sickle. She counters it, and this part right here, I was losing my mind. And when he uses the sword again, but not only uses the sword, he uses the sword in tandem with the sickle this time. He got the sickle going from an off angle, since she's using both hands with more Masa. He thinks he can kind of get her in it with that. Like, she's kind of open right here. And then we got the great choreography from Brent again. You know what I'm saying? Hit them with the get back, you feel me? So when he counters the sickle, no, she doesn't counter the sickle. He actually swings her back to put her in position for the sickle. And she counters with the Muramasa Katakata. You feel me? The Bato Jutsu. Fire ass name. And I think this panel is like one of my favorite panels, seeing all the stats going around Gaki. You see Gaki actually getting slashed, and you also see him parrying at the same time. bro, that was fire. And to see that, I thought he was gonna just sit there and dodge all of them, so he's a tank, but no, he's not a tank. He's not gonna sit there and make stupid moves. He moves out the way. You feel me? He moves out the way, saucy, and we get a wide view shot of not only the entirety of Boku Jutsu, how big it is compared to the cliff, and how big it is compared to Gaki. You feel me? It takes about what, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 Gakis to reach about the curvature point. You feel me? So hey, and then he does the throw with the sickle again. Just that way he can just not only maintain the distance, but keep the aggression as well. He can keep pretty much the lead in the dance. You feel me? And so weave, and then he grabs it, makes it lighter, and then it comes back at an odd angle. So even though he's making everything lighter, he still has to kind of like grab the chain to manipulate the chain. So that lighter material, as you could say, or the lighter weapon, is easier to when he yanks it, even with it, if it's with the same twist he's already yanked it with. It seems that the angle that he's pulling it from is gonna pretty much make it come at that odd angle it comes at, because it never just comes straight back for him. I always attempt to follow up on it, and if you see how it goes, it actually it clashes right here, and when she counters it, it makes it go around, and then it goes back like that, which is fire. And so then she tries to counter him again, because you see that she's actually on the inside of the sickle, so she's within range. He uses another martial art, the spin kick. Hey man, the roundhouse kick, man. Bro, and you can see the air pressure from the kick to show, bro, he's a master. So you have a martial arts master. He's proficient with a ton of different weapons. His talent makes him able to use just weapons that most people aren't able to use, which is fire. And it's just a keen example of, it's not the talent, it's the man. You feel me? And Iron Gaki is the man, bro. However he loses this fight, or whether he wins this fight, he's the man, bro. He grabbed the chain, clang, looks over, looks up, and the chains are floating. You feel me? And that gave Andrea, this scene right here was so genius, because it gave Andrea what she needed to know what his talent was. So he touched one chain, touched the other chain, and then she sees the balls floating in the air as if they're weightless. So now, although she moves out the way, your multi-weapon technique is fascinating. It should make this a little bit more interest. And then she realized how katana got heavy. So up until this point, let's go back. Let's count how many times they weapons interacted, whether it was the chain or the sickle. Okay, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds. She kicks off. Foot got 5 pounds. So right now she's spending 35 plus 35 weight. 40 pounds. I'm not gonna count the martial arts because he doesn't have anything on there. And he didn't touch more muscle. 45 pounds. 50 pounds. 60 pounds. 65 pounds. He added 65 pounds to Muramasa before she even noticed. And if you're highballing, if you're counting the martial arts, 75 pounds. But he added 65 pounds, like just to Muramasa. And so now we switch over to Yorn and Shay, which is fire. I can't think of her name. We're gonna go down to a spoiler real quick so I can get her name. Cause I'm just terrible with names. That this part is just so important to me. Benefish, Tobiasen. So Benefish, we get to Yorn and Benefish, right? We see that they're pretty much keeping reports over everything, whether it was the chi anomalies that you was able to sense. You feel me? Him keeping in contact with the inspector and the commander, which was 8 minutes ago. The war started 8 minutes ago. They've been trying to find the commander for about 8 minutes now. Three large hostile chi signatures. So we got to keep that in mind. We got Iron Gaki, we got Kagaya, and then we got Val. We have their 3 generals. You feel me? And then we got the supervisor of the Slavs. You feel me? We got I can't think of her name, but a little spider shorty. Can let me know down below what her name is because I'm trash. I'm just be like, hey, you trash. Her name is so and so, so and so. I get it out the mud. You feel me? Just let me know that down below. But they keeping in tracks on the entire war. And then she said, look, you're in the asset shade, so what all you need to do, I know it's hard, I know it's tough. Sometimes you have to hold yourself back in certain situations so that way you can have your desired outcome. And so she's just basically telling him that, watch that light. Green light, pistol when the party don't feel right. You feel me? She said when it turned green, bro, it's a go, you feel me? So, hey, you can't even get mad at that, so just keep yourself contained. It's going to be harder to stop you from going out there, you feel me? It's going to be us expending unnecessary amounts of energy just to stop you. Just keep yourself under control. You feel me? And so he just Shay feels like at this current point in time that all he can do is fight right now. He can't necessarily do much of anything else. He spent all his time as a human trying to be able to compete with KIMYOs. He spent all his time with KIMYOs trying to protect the KIMYOs. And so he never really had a chance to pick up other necessary skills or other skills that could be pivotal in situations like this. So when you see him look down after they're having this conversation, like, oh, okay, I can't really do anything. Like, nah, just be careful. You mean be patient. You see him look down and he's just super sad. You feel me? And sometimes that uselessness is what helps us grow. Hold on, damn it, the armies have clashed. So, if the armies clashed, did they determine the general? Did old girl die? Or did the Titan technology didn't work? The super soldier technology didn't work? Nope. Inspector Ian and them are just pushing through this, so they're still just the soldiers fighting the army. See, and one thing it's fire is that she's now talking about Jamie. You feel me? Hey, shout out Jake, bro. Jamie the Wolf Spider is one of my favorite characters from Ordeal. But she's basically talking about Jamie, Leo's son. She was like, yeah, I just need an update for the report so that way we can continue strategizing from our position, make everything go a little bit smoother in this war. But she's taking those that he has some abnormal key signatures by him, which is pretty much Kagaya and Val, but she's like, one is really Vile. But you know what I'm saying? His name is Vile. Vile. Hey man, you know what I'm saying? Hidden. And so now Aldrich Ross, one of the heads of codes, is on the phone with Yorn, and he's just basically asking, I gotta see her name again. Banafesh. He asked Banafesh for a status update on the situation from her perspective, just meaning she's the strategist. And so I love strategic characters. So Banafesh, you know what I'm saying? You fire. I need to see more from you. And then we get one thing, is that she actually has a possessed object in which, let me see what the staff name is. She's able to open up Bifrost. So she's like Heimdall. You got Yorn, you got Heimdall, you got the war for the boxes of life and death. This is Ragnarok. Right now, what we was in before, because we know it's a time before Fimbulwinter and Ragnarok that has to pass. But once they got the information, we may have been in Fimbulwinter, or this could be the start of Fimbulwinter. And the bad guys win, in which then we start Ragnarok. Hey, you know what I'm saying? And Shay and the world is destroyed all in the future. So we got the North. Hey, this may be like kind of like North vibe. You know what I'm saying? I'm loving it. Bifrost open. So let's talk about talent. Bifrost as a voice / support talent. However, it's not her original talent. It seems that this staff, the staff of Heim or Heim's scepter, it absorbs whatever talent the person originally had, kind of how like Mayheart does, and it's able to just replace that talent. Thus, that person doesn't necessarily have two talents. They have the experience of two talents, but they only have the utilization of one talent, which is fire. Let me see. So let's read it. It's a void talent. It's a support talent, so it's not necessarily something she can use for combat. They can only see what's going on. So even if they try to, let's say, jump in the portal, they can't interact with the portal from what I'm guessing. And if they could, it's a good means of escape. So it's still not necessarily used for combat, mostly for operative type missions, and going undercover, things like that, seeing far away. But I wonder what the conditions is. So it says the Bifrost is a talent attached to an ancient scepter named Heim. It connects with the first KIMYO who wields it, converting their talent to that of the Bifrost. This replaces the original talent. Heim can only merge with one KIMYO at a time until it's real to die. So she has to die before another person can show it. And so we see that the battle for the armies is actually commencing right now. Commander Ian, if you actually look at it in terms of war, you don't know what you're up against. You don't know what's going on. You don't know who is who unless you have the proper intel, which they don't, because the commander just got promoted in between them getting ready, so they didn't have the necessary time to collect that information. So now we see the war coming together. You see explosions going off, but we know Commander Ian, you know what I'm saying, lieutenants in there somewhere, and a couple more people with the Titan technology is in there, in which now you see that they still can't determine who the general is. Now the armies are clashing. They must have been losing the element of surprise pretty much after killing so many people. And this is also crazy because this is Shay's first time in war. You know what I'm saying? Boniface literally told him like, this is war, and we get the shot from behind Shay, kind of from over the shoulder, Shay point of view, and you kind of can see it's low-key affecting him a lot. So now with the transition back to Andrea, I was so happy. Hold on. Juice? Juice where? Juice? Was that you, Juice? Was that you, Juice? Hey, man, Juice WRLD came out, man. So now we get back to Andrea, and she wasn't able to lift more masa anymore. And we know he's able to add more weight, make things way lighter. And so maybe he just reduced, like when he was hitting it, he kept it the same. So when she dodged the ball, she's like, okay, you're too nimble, add the weight, all the weight that I put on there at once every time you touched it. I see. Wait. If I may ask, how many pounds have you added to your blade play class? 5 pounds. And so it makes sense. I assume only steel and iron. Our class lasted a fraction of a second, and yet you were able to pour so much weight into more masa, and so a fraction of a second. So he was probably fighting like 2-3 seconds, probably like 5 seconds max for that entire clash. He was able to add 65 pounds from that clash alone. And so now he was able to control the weight. That's pretty much what they were saying, just giving that explanation. But I get what I wanted. I don't know if you guys remember, but I've been saying I've been wanting the Elliot full scale reveal for a long time since we got the Elliot when she fought the Narogiri. When she fought Narogiri in the flashback, and we got Elliot and has the feather on the arms. Bro, that was so fire to me. And I always wanted to see like Elliot full scale. When she was like, okay, so I have to pretty much beat you and clash with a weapon master without being hit. And she said that pretty much it seems that clashing weapons or having a weapon is now my greatest hindrance in this fight or something like that. So let me go back and make sure. Seems you have put me in the bind titan. With every deflect attack you add an unbearable weight to my arsenal. An unbearable weight to my arsenal. A weapon master who must defeat her opponent without weapon contact. And she goes to Elliot, and we know with Elliot, that's just a speed blitz the entire time. So now it's more speed than power. So when she has the scene where she has Elliot in her mouth and she has the other weapon, you feel me? It's just so that she can still move fast. That's her way of adding weightlessness to herself. You feel me? So now she adding that weightlessness versus his weightlessness. Now we got the weightlessness master duel. Yay, man. And then she said full scale. The only full scale we've seen up until this point, and we seen partial scale, Elliot. But the only full scale we seen was Mirror Master. That's what gives her the samurai arm, the increased defense, the increased attack power. And so now I'm guessing this one's gonna give her unbelievable speed to the point she can't really be tracked by Gaki or these sickles. So is Andrea gonna completely dominate over Gaki in this fight? We know that she has to completely overtake the will of the weapon before she's able to actually utilize the weapon, and it not try to fight her and possess the body. So she's done it with Muramasa, and then she got to the point where she mastered Muramasa. She's done it with Elliot. She got to the point where she mastered Elliot. She's done it with Asgear, but we haven't seen a full scale Asgear. It seems when she touches Asgear, it just changes. But if you guys want that Andrea Explained video, I would love to go into Andrea. She's one of my favorite characters in Ordeal. So, you know what I'm saying? It may be hidden, you feel me? But anyway, this all we got. It ends with that chapter. I can't wait for chapter 88. Anyways, been your boy wolphnara. Like, comment, and subscribe.